I'm Stephanie Jones, Director of e-Business at the SEMA Data Co-op. I've worked hands-on with data standardization since 2003. I've had the opportunity to learn from and work beside some of the folks instrumental in shaping the standards in the early years. I've designed systems and published thousands of data files using the standards and have taught several courses to share my cultivated knowledge. I hope you find useful information in this video that can assist in better understanding the standards and how to use them to benefit your organization. In this short video on qualifiers, we'll cover what is a qualifier, when do we use qualifiers, and how do we use qualifiers. When we create vehicle applications for a part number, we rely on the VCDB to help us standardize the year, make, model, submodel, engine information, brakes, transmission, any of the configurations that might be needed. But sometimes there's still important information that needs to be relayed regarding the fitment or the usage of the part that falls outside of what the VCDB provides. Here is where qualifiers come in. Qualifiers are an essential component used when creating vehicle applications. The alternative to providing qualifier information would be to simply add a notes field. But qualifiers are gaining in popularity and are the preferred method of sending comment information. So let's look at some reasons to consider taking the time to assign qualifiers rather than just notes to your applications. 1. It provides faster selection of the part number at the counter because less training and experience is required to understand and use the e-catalog data. Secondly, qualifiers provide a more sophisticated data management opportunity when matching data from different sources. And third, a centralized language translation is faster than having various qualifier type data fields coming in from multiple suppliers. Let's take a look at how the QDB is structured. There are 7 different types of qualifiers that can be used. There's fitment, OE only, informational, installation, product, caution, or emission qualifiers available today. Most basic qualifiers simply state something about the part application combination that is unique. For instance, the qualifier may read, gear not included, or must be mounted with bolts to bracket. But other qualifiers can get a little more complex than that, and they require parameters. There are 10 parameter types that can be used, such as name, number, size, type, or weight. Parameters allow us to send less data through ranges or related values. Standard XML coding is used to define qualifier parameters for ACES files. So let's look at a couple of examples. So here's a couple of examples of what a qualifier may look like if there's additional parameters required. So on this first example, it will read, except vehicles with some number piece left tie rod. So it may read something like, except vehicles with 2-piece left tie rod. Or some qualifiers may be compounded, such as the one that's listed second. This would read something like, allows use of 15 or 16-inch tire. So here we can get very, very specific about certain sizes in this qualifier. And here's an example of what this qualifier with parameter example would look like if it were flattened into a Excel sheet. This is a portion of the SDC Smart Sheet that can be used to load your applications. So as you can see here, we've got the part number, the brand. This example in column D has a manufacturer label. Then we skip over a few things and we jump over to column BJ, and that's where the qualifier label resides. The column following that shows the parameter value itself, so it's a 15-inch or a 16-inch, and the way that that text is going to read for the qualifier is allows use of 15-inch or 16-inch tire. If there were additional unit of measures that were needed for this qualifier, those would be noted out in column BM. So this is just a way that you can see the data flattened out from an XML perspective. Now, if you're going to map qualifiers, you'll either need an AutoCare subscription to the QDB so that you can look up the values of it, or you could rely on the SDC's tools for your data mapping. And you could use either the ACES Smartsheet that I just showed, or you could use our online Fitment builder. And here's a look at how that works. Once you've got your vehicle configuration mappings complete, you can just simply click a button to add qualifiers. You can go in and you can search the qualifier, find it, and then assign it and the parameters needed for it. So it's a very easy tool to go in and create qualifiers for your application. The qualifier database today has over 20,000 qualifiers available for use, but there may be qualifiers that you'll need for your parts that are not available. So to do this, you can either reach out to the SDC to submit a qualifier request, or you can go to AutoCare VIP and petition for a new qualifier on your behalf. The process that qualifier request will go through is a governing body will take a look at it. If there's not a qualifier like that already in the table, then it will be added into the table and will be available during the next monthly update. So a couple of rules that we need to follow when creating new qualifiers. One, it needs to be submitted in title case. Secondly, we need to avoid abbreviations where possible. Third, we need to avoid compounding a qualifier when possible. Fourth, avoid special characters. And fifth, we need to avoid position or vehicle information that can be mapped elsewhere in the standard. So if assigning qualifiers is something that would be beneficial to mapping your application, then please feel free to reach out to the Data Lab for further assistance, and we can help you get started adding this important information to your vehicle applications. So in review, qualifiers are a great additional element in creating good ACES applications. Qualifiers help with part selection. Third, qualifiers are managed through their own database, the QDB, with rules to keep qualifiers meaningful. And lastly, the SDC offers tools to assist mapping, both online and offline. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.